everybody, welcome to another edition of MagicReview.com. Today, another 5-star product. It's been refreshing getting a bunch of solid, highly recommended products. Today we've got Woodyland by Woody Aragon. And what you get, 4 discs, 4 DVDs. And the first thing you get is the live show. And then the next 2 or 3 DVDs. So DVD 1 has a live show and some other stuff, which we'll cover in a second. And then DVD 2, 3, and 4 each explain different parts of the live show, broken into different sections. So disc number 2 deals with the effects from the live show that were interactive and automatic. As you know, self-working, so-called self-working effects, right? Disc number 3 deals with the effects that were more sleight-based, sleight of hand. And then disc number 4 deals with the effects that were using a stack or a stack deck or whatever. So, and then of course in each disc, not only does he cover, so for example, disc number 2, he covers interactive and automatic effects that were from the live show, but he also shows a few other effects that are interactive and automatic that fit that. Same with the sleight of hand one. He explains the stuff from the show plus some extras. Same with the stack deck. He explains some stuff from the show, all the stuff from the show that you stack deck, and then some extra stuff. And so in each one of these DVDs covers the material in depth and is a good little discourse on the subject at hand, you know, interactive or sleight of hand or stack decks. On top of that, you get a lot, on the first disc in particular, you get a lot of theory and explanation about structure. And so Woody Aragon explains the show that he gave and how it was structured. He even explains why he chose the effects for the DVD, not for the audience he performed for, but for us, the viewers of the DVD. And he explained his thinking that went into which effects he chose and why he chose the path and the structure that he did. So there's a lot of good thinking on here. And I learned a lot about structure myself, and I consider myself a guy that kind of knows about that stuff. I've written about it, I've used it, I've done it, and I still felt like my knowledge just barely scratches the surface after I saw some of the stuff he talked about. So it's very smart, very clever. What I really like about this stuff, all of the effects are within the reach of very, very entry-level magicians' skill sets. Even the stuff that requires sleight of hand is very simple sleight of hand stuff. It's not very complicated at all. Methods are all doable. And again, as you know, I don't really focus on the effects, but I will tell you this about the effects. Several of them fooled me with concepts that I am very aware of. There's his poker demonstration. If you're familiar with the Jonah card principle, he does a poker demonstration. It's a 3-phase demonstration using the Jonah card, and I'm watching this whole thing and I am blown away by how fair it is, by how clean it is. I mean, he's letting the spectators shuffle the cards. He's letting them deal the cards. He's letting them look at the cards and choose which ones they want. And he still always wins no matter what. And his presentation around it, he calls it blessed poker. And he tells a story of how he became blessed and his ability to always win at poker. That routine, I'm actually working on it right now to put it into my repertoire, and it's actually replacing a different poker deal that I typically do, and which is really, for me, this is just a personal thing, but you guys might be interested in knowing this. I love the John Bannon 10-card poker deal. I can't remember what he calls it, but it's on the Bullets After Dark DVD, and it's in one of his books, and I don't remember which one. And a lot of other magicians have used his presentation or his handling. It doesn't use a Jonah card. It's a different method, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Problem is, I came up with another effect of my own that looks way too similar to that one, and I had to take it out of my repertoire, and I was such a bummer because I loved it so much. Well, I can't put that Bannon one back in, but I can put this one in because it looks nothing like this other routine that I've developed. So for me, I was able to get an effect that I can add to my repertoire too, actually. I'll come to that other one in a minute. But this helped me fix a little problem in my repertoire. So the other one that I'm adding to my repertoire is called, I'm trying to find the exact name of it. It's just called Spelling Routine. Okay, don't hang up the phone yet, folks. Spelling routine. I've never been a fan of spelling routines. I mean, I've seen people do them and be entertaining with them and everything. It just never really spoke to me as a performer. I just always felt that they were not that, they were just kind of dry, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, this spelling routine, I guarantee you've never seen anything like it. It's very, very clever, very powerful, as an ending that they never see coming that's just killer, and it ties in perfectly to a theme. Well, it's my effect, Spectral Chill. If you guys know of that effect, it's on my Stone Cold Magic DVD, and then it's the basis of the tarot book that I wrote. That effect's been in my repertoire for, I don't know, 20-something years now. And the premise of that effect, sorry, this is all about me today. I didn't mean to do that, but the premise of the Spectral Chill effect is this idea that playing cards, no matter how shuffled they are, no matter how mixed up they are, there is always some order to the deck, and that order comes from the deck itself. Like, the deck has this inherent ability to maintain order even when you shuffle it. That's the basic premise of the Spectral Chill thing, and it is done with a completely shuffled deck, and even can be done with a borrowed deck. Now, the spelling routine is done with a stacked deck, but at the end of it, you can shuffle the deck and I can go right into Spectral Chill, which is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm telling you right now, and feel free, if you already do Spectral Chill and you decide to buy this DVD set, to do the same presentational idea. But take the spelling routine, and the presentation again is about, even though the cards are apparently mixed up and shuffled, there's still order to the deck. So those two are going to flow nicely together. I'm still working on a few pieces of it, but that's what I'm putting that together. So beautiful, beautiful stuff in my opinion. But again, I'm talking all about effect here, which you know is not my thing. I talk about method, I talk about ad copy, I talk about all that stuff. So what are you learning from this DVD? You're learning some excellent principles. You're learning stuff about the Cy Stebbins setup that I guarantee you don't know. Guarantee it. Maybe one or two of the things he talks about, but there's stuff that he's developed with that stack that is incredible. Very, very smart stuff. There's several routines he teaches on there using it. There's in the extras section, there's an interview. There's 4 different parts to the interview, 1 part on each disc, and you get to know Woody Aragon. It turns out he's a video game programmer before he was a magician. But that was kind of cool. But anyway, you get to know a little bit more about him, and you get to learn about him, and I really think that's just a cool thing that they do on these DVDs. All the Essential Magic DVDs, you get to know the performers through these interviews. I think it's great. So you get to know about Woody Aragon, who is a brilliant thinker. He's one of Spain's cleverest guys, and he's got such great ideas and such great concepts, and the combination of concepts and principles that just completely remove any possibility of figuring out the method. They're brilliantly constructed. And so you're going to learn about constructing routines. You're going to learn about, and it's not like the DVD is about constructing routines, but just by what he talks about and how he explains the effects, that is what you'll learn. So it's $150. That's not cheap. But if you figure that that's, what is that, about $30 a DVD, something like that, to 20, whatever the math is on that, I don't know, $30-ish a DVD, something like that. That's a really good price per disc with all the material you're getting. Getting this whole thing together, getting this whole Into the Life of Woody Aragon thing, it's just, I can't recommend it high enough, guys. It's very, very good. There was one other thing I was going to point out, and it's slipped my mind at the moment. Another thing that I thought was really cool in here, he had this way of taking your routine, and rather than doing all 3 phases right now, he would do 1 phase early in the show, and then the second phase of it would be later in the show, and then the third phase would be towards the end of the show. And it wasn't like it looked like 3 different tricks. Everybody knew, oh, he's continuing that trick from 2 or 3 tricks ago. And it was very well thought out, very well constructed, very, very smart. So, last thing I'll tell you, Woody Aragon is from Spain. His native language is Spanish, but he does speak English, and it is done, all of this is done in English. So you're listening to it in English, but if you want, you can have French subtitles, Japanese subtitles, and Spanish subtitles. So if you speak Spanish, you'll be watching subtitles and listening to him speak in English. And then I checked it out by trying the other languages. If you want to watch it in Spanish, it's still English. It's just got Spanish subtitles on it. The only thing that is in Spanish is two things. All the interviews are done in Spanish with whatever subtitles you choose. I obviously chose English, and I will say they were a little bit hard to keep up with. They were kind of going off the screen pretty quickly, but you can still get the gist of what was going on. But the other thing was the spelling trick. In English, the word heart, H-E-A-R-T. In Spanish, corazon, C-A-R-O-S-O, something like that, 7 letters-ish. They spell differently. Spades and the different words for the playing cards. For example, the word 8, E-I-G-H-T, is 5 letters, but in Spanish it's ocho, which is only 4, O-C-H-O, 4 letters. So the spelling trick that I was talking about a minute ago is completely different in Spanish. Still completely works the same, but you use a different stack and everything. And so he covers that, and he just delivers it in Spanish, and you can subtitle it if you want. But if you speak English, you're going to do the English version. So. And if you speak Spanish, you can understand what he's saying in the Spanish version. Anyway, sorry if that was confusing. Bottom line, I just finished reviewing the Hannibal DVD, 5 stars. Another DVD set here, 5 stars. This is killer material here, guys. Great stuff, great effects, great methods, great everything. Highly recommend that you get your hands on a copy of this. That's it for the review. Let's take a look at the random iTunes song of the moment. Yes, Iron Maiden. This is from their very first album. It's called Strange World. It's one of their more mellow tunes. And it was before they got their real lead singer, which is Bruce Dickinson. I can't even remember the dude's name on the first album. But I will say this, the guy that sang with them for a couple of albums, he might have even been on the first album, he, even after he left the band, said that Bruce Dickinson was by far the best lead singer. So even the previous lead singer of Iron Maiden agrees that Bruce Dickinson's the best. Anyway, that's Strange World by Iron Maiden. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next review. Peace and out.